All right, on Friday we started reviewing the properties of logs. And so you're going to go into Notability and pull up your notes page. We did some of our notes in the actual chapter 8. Now we're going to pull them together in Notability. So you're going to go to 2.2 Properties of Logs. And you'll see that circled. There it is, right on the screen. That's what you're looking for. So just plain old 2.2 Properties of Logs. You're going to open that up, and you'll see the little chart that we pulled in from chapter 8 for the properties of logs. And the first thing we're going to look at is the product property. We're going to review each of those properties and then do some examples so that you have those in your notes. So we did find that when we multiply logs, we're going to add those logs. So if you look up on the screen, you'll notice that M and N are touching, and anytime two things are touching in math, that's short for multiply. Then we're going to separate those two out. We're going to pull the M first and write that, and then we're going to add to that log B of N. So we separate those out with addition. When we're dividing, the division sign even looks like a subtract sign. And we're going to work that division problem top to bottom. So we're going to pull the M out first. We have log base B of M. We're going to subtract that from log base B of N. So we work it top to bottom. For dividing, we subtract. Then we're going to look at our power property, and power to a power we multiply. And we do that by grabbing the exponent and just moving it out front so that it's touching the log. And again, anytime something's touching in math, it's multiply. So we just pull that exponent over to the front and show multiplication. Now we're going to go, I'm going to go into chapter 8 and pull some examples out for you to write below of each of these before you go in and do your homework. So you have some examples in one place, not just floating around in chapter 8. So here we go. All right, you are writing this down in your notes. We're going to start with the log. And it's going to be a common log, so we won't have a base that we'll actually see. 5x. So the first thing we have to look for is to identify the operation. Well, 5 and x are touching. And anytime anything's touching in math, it's multiply. So we have the product property. We multiply, we add both parts of the log. So here we go. We're going to rewrite log, and we're going to pull out that 5 first. And then we're going to add to that, just rewriting our log, separating with addition, the log of x. And we've just expanded log 5x using addition. Now I'll show an example with division. Give you a second to write that down, make sure you have it. And we have the log base 5 of 1/4. And of course, that fraction bar is division. And when we see division in a log, we're going to subtract. So here we go, we're going to expand it. Again, we're going to work top to bottom. So I have log of 5, log base 5 of 1. So we move that 1 over first. We're dividing, so we separate it with subtract. And then we're just going to rewrite our log with the same base, so log base 5 of 4, our bottom number. So again, we're expanding, we're just pulling things apart and moving or shifting them to different locations. So the key to this is looking at the log first and identifying the operation or operations, and then just chipping away at it one step at a time. All right, let's look at a power property. I'm just going to bring my arrow in a little more so it doesn't take up as much room. Here we go. We're going to do log. We use the common log, so just plain old log, x to the third. So it has a power, and the power to a power you multiply, and in this case, in this case we're going to grab that 3, we're going to pull it out front so it's in a position to be multiplying by the log. We're just going to move that over. So I'm going to rewrite that as 3 log of x. And that's it, pretty basic. Now when you go to do your assignment, it may be written a little bit different, at least when you're seeing multiplication. So we're just going to look at how that might look in your assignment, but the steps are the same. So let's see. Let's do log base 2, and then we're going to use parentheses 6 times 3. Now notice that's multiplied. We can either have two things touching to show multiplication, or we can actually see the multiplication. So we're just going to expand that using addition. So we're going to rewrite log 2. Bring over our 6. It's multiplied, so we add. So we're connecting it with addition. And we're going to bring over the 3. Log base 3. So pretty simple until we get some more complicated problems. Next, you're going to go into Canvas, and you're going to download 2.2. And it's going to be properties of log homework. So 2.2, the homework. And you're going to do problems 1 to 12. So it's going to look like this. 2.2, properties of logs homework. And you are going to expand each of those. Oh, it's from 1 to 9. So you're doing problems 1 to 9. And then when you're done with those, there is a video on Canvas that you can pull up and watch. Oops. So go ahead and get into Canvas, download, And then you can leave the properties on the board paused so you can see the properties while you work on your assignment on your iPad.